All right, guys, this week I want to talk to you about marking your equipment. I've done this for years, and a lot of guys, if you're new to the sport, maybe you don't know about this little trick here. So what I do every season is once I've got my bow set up, dialed in, everything's shooting perfect, I take a Silver Sharpie and I'm going to go through and actually mark quite a few things on my bow to ensure that if I'm in the field and something comes out of zero, I have a visual reference that I can quickly look at to see what has shifted or what has moved. So with these markers, guys, what I like to do is once I feel like my sight is dialed in perfectly right where I want it, I'm actually going to take this marker and I'm going to mark my sight to my riser. Gives me a good visual line. I'm also going to mark on this HHA the elevation of where I'm at on my rail. And I'm also going to use this as a marker to reference my left and right windage mark on my sight. So if I'm out in the field and I'm shooting, something seems like it's off or it's moved, I can quickly look at these Silver Sharpie marks to see if something's shifted or moved, it's not in the right position. Quick interruption here. I want to tell you about a promotion that we're offering for the month of July. A lot of guys are coming in and buying all these new fancy sights from us. HHAs, black golds, you name it, the drivers, the proof sights, they're all fantastic. But a lot of guys are getting really confused on how to properly sight in their pins as well as calibrate their sight tape. So what we're offering for the month of July is what we call Sight In Saturday. We are going to go to the range with you. We're going to help you get your bow sighted in perfectly. We're going to help you calibrate a sight tape. So if you want more information, hit us up on Instagram, leave us a DM in there. We're going to get a list together if everybody wants to go to the range with us. If you don't have Instagram, leave a comment down below on this video. We'll reach out to you. We'll get you connected. But if you have any questions, need any help getting sighted in, Sight In Saturdays for you. The next thing I'm going to do, once I've got my bowstrings on here, I've shot about 500 arrows out of this bow. Everything's dialed. It's shooting perfect. I'm going to take this Sharpie and I'm going to mark both sides of my cam off my limb, top and bottom. So on here, I don't know if you can see that, but I have a nice little line here that references my cam. That's kind of like a cam timing mark is what you could call that. And they're not that precise, but at least it gives you something quick to look at. Or let's say you're out in the field, you cut a bowstring, you run to a bow shop and they have to hurry and throw a new set of strings and cables back on your bow. I can quickly look at these silver lines and know how close did I get my cams back to originally where I had them set after I've swapped out strings and cables. And then last but not least, I'm going to mark my arrow rest. So the nice thing about this Hamskea is it is fully micro adjust. So I love anything micro. If you guys are looking at buying new equipment this year, whether it's a rest or a sight, you're going to see a lot of rest and sight options that give you micro adjustability. And if you can afford it, I highly, highly recommend to buy that because it's so much easier while fine tuning, but also more reliable in the field where it can't just get shifted or bumped. But what I'm going to do with my Hamskea rest here is on the back, you're going to see a couple arrows with lines. That's a good visual reference. But if this moves, I can't remember what line I was at. So I'm going to take this Silver Sharpie here and I'm going to draw a line where it's at for horizontal. And I'm also going to draw a line right here for vertical. And so now, if I'm at the range, I'm shooting, something seems off, it's just not hitting where I want it, I can go back and look at all these Sharpie marks that I have on here, whether it's my rest, sight, cams. If something has shifted or moved, I have a very quick visual reference to look back on. It's just a little bit easier to do a little bit of bow maintenance in the field if you have a good starting point to work off of. So, cool little trick here, guys. If you haven't done that in the past, maybe consider doing it, especially once your bow's perfectly set up and dialed in. So I don't do this until I feel 100% confident that the bow is exactly where I want it for the season. In the early season, I don't do this because I might be changing some draw lengths, maybe moving some peep heights. I'm adjusting my sight. But once you feel like you got your bow dialed in, it's ready to rock and roll, take a Sharpie, mark it, do yourself a favor. So thanks for tuning in. Remember to subscribe and remember to get wild. We'll see you next time.